Hello friends, welcome to ASP.NET tutorial. In this video, we will learn about the IIS service. IIS is a Microsoft supplied software which runs as a Windows service. This service listens on port number 80 and serve any incoming web request. Since we talk the IIS as a web service and it will serve any incoming request, the request comes through HTTP protocol and the server machine which listens on a dedicated port and the port is 80. So all incoming request comes to this machine through this port number 80. IIS works based on virtual directory, which is a folder in the file system. So the file system in the sense on the same machine in which IIS is running. External world can see this virtual directory as a web URL containing the resource. So the resource can be anything. It can be a server-side ASPX file, or it can be a HTML file, or it can be even a video file for download. So it can be any resource. External world can see this virtual directory as a web URL. Say for example, abc.com/ and some file, say a png, right? This is the resource file and this will be the URL. If there are multiple paths, that will be URL, and inside, if you see, this path to the resource can be mapped to a specific folder structure. Right, external world see this as a URL. Using virtual directories, one IIS server can run multiple web applications. That means it will have multiple virtual directory, and one IIS server machine can run multiple websites. When there are multiple web requests, spanning a process to fulfill each request is a costly operation. Think of a Google search engine. There may be multiple requests per second or per minute. So spanning a separate process, if the web server is IIS, and if we assume it like that, spanning a separate process for each request that comes or that inbounds per minute or per second is a costly operation. So that's why IIS handles request via ISAP. So it's called Internet Service Application Programming Interface. So we no need to go in detail, but you can know that ISAP extension is the way that handles multiple requests. In this course, for demo purpose, we will show placing one or two examples in IIS Web Server. And that will give you an idea of how the IIS server serves the resources. But majority of the course uses inbuilt IIS Express that ships with Visual Studio. That means here in this course we will be using Visual Studio 2017, and we can directly run the application just like a desktop application. So Visual Studio internally runs an IIS web server. So we call that as a built-in IIS Express and launch a website. So the same technique is useful. Suppose if the application you are developing is running on IIS Express, you can easily port that to the IIS service, and then you can run the same resource files. So publishing each time in the IIS server for each and every application is time consuming. That's why we will show one or two demo on the IIS Web Server. After that, we will depend on the built-in IIS Express. But at any time, you can move the code from your local system to IIS Web Server by defining the virtual directory. Now, let's see how to install IIS in a system. So, the system here is Windows 10. You can use this same technique on Windows 7 as well. Alright, now let's go ahead and install IIS Web Server on this machine. So here we have to type control panel. In the control panel, pick program and features. Once you move to program and features, in the left side pane, you can see 10 Windows features on or off. So click on that. It will display all the features available for the Windows OS. And say for example, Microsoft Print to PDF is placed with a tick mark. That means this specific component is installed on this system. So Internet Information Service is here as a third node here. We will place a check mark. If you need, you can expand FTP server. So we don't want to use this Windows 11 machine as a FTP server, so I'm leaving it. IIS 6 also we don't want, leave it. Other stuff we can turn it on. So in the application development feature here, I'm picking all. So we need ASP.NET. CGI we can leave, it's a common gateway interface, but for safe we can select all. Then HTTP, I'm choosing all here. Custom logging tools, tracing, these are all required. We will. So health and diagnosis, this is for website monitoring, to know how the website health is or the web server's health is. So here if you see, selected all the features on IIS. That's all. We will click OK now. This will hostable web core not required at this moment. That's all. We will click OK. So here I'm clicking this. Let Windows Update download the files for you. So it may take a few minutes, so I'm pausing this video. So here the installation is completed. Now let's go ahead and restart the machine. So in the start menu, if you search for IIS, you will be getting Internet Information Service Manager. So here is the Internet Information Service Manager, and so this is for Windows 11 and IIS version is 10. And if you are running Windows 10 or 7, the version may be somewhat lower. By default, you will be seeing a default website, and if you expand, so this is the default website and the folder structure you can see. So at present you are in feature view here. So these are all the IIS navigable item, and the top portion shows the ASP.NET section, and there is one more category for IIS. If you want, you can move to content view for the default website, and it will show the default content here. We will learn about publishing the application in IIS later, so that's all you have to do for now. We installed IIS and we know how to launch it. That's all here in this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.